Well, brother, welcome to the show. You're obviously a new timer here. What I really want to do is it's something I like to do is kind of gather guys' stories. I feel like a lot of guys like yourself have an untold story in the martial arts world in South Africa. You're obviously a guy who's been involved in the sport for quite some time. So if you can just give us a run through on your story, where martial arts all began, where you grew up and how you grew up, and those sort of things, man, if you can.
Okay, well, basically, I'm a PE boy, born and bred. Didn't really uh, dabble in martial arts when I was younger. I did a bit of judo as a kid. And then when I finished school, I basically ran away from home when I was like 17. And to work, I started bouncing when I was 17. And when I started bouncing, I met a couple of guys, and I started doing a bit of, it was more like a bodyguarding course. Um, so that's how I basically got into it. And then I did a bit of kung fu, playing around with that, but never serious. I just, I started one of those guys that I just couldn't fight. I've always just been able to fight. So eventually I moved up to Joburg, obviously bouncing through the years.
Okay.
And then I started off boxing. Um, really enjoyed the boxing, and I just decided, you know what, I want to try to do this and see how good I am compared to guys that train and compete.
Okay.
So yeah, I started boxing. I had one or two fights, one of my fights, and then my second wife at the time, and well, I'm a bit OCD, so when I do decide I'm going to fight, I like my life, I'm obsessed.
Sure.
So it literally becomes training 24/7. I just, it's everything to me. Like my fear of losing a fight is supersedes everything else. So I do everything in my power to make sure that I'm fitter, faster, stronger, more prepared. So we wanted to have a kid, and so we decided, okay, well, let's let off boxing. So I retired from boxing. Rodney Durban wasn't very happy because I had to basically almost signed a contract with him. So yeah, then I stopped that, and then weirdly enough, um, I kind of got the bug again. So I started training. I was training with Nick to run just socially, just having some fun. No, sorry, no, that was afterwards. Then I started looking into MMA, and then I wanted to get into grappling and all that kind of stuff. And then I went to Brad Block one day. I went to a gym that he had. I don't remember where it was. And I rolled with these guys. I didn't really enjoy it. wasn't mad about it. And then my friends had told me about this guy that just got back from America. So I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. So then you've got to come. This guy's like next level stuff. So like, okay, cool, let's go. And they dragged me off to the Taekwondo studio in Rivonia. That was, I lose track of time, but I think we're probably going close on 12 to 14 years ago, I think now.
Okay.
And that's when I met Richie Kwan. And that's where, well, back then it was Fight Factory. And there were like four of us that started. It was just a group of friends who got together, and I just got addicted. I wouldn't go away on weekends. I told my wife, listen, you're not going away. I'm going to miss sessions. I'm going to miss other stuff. So yeah, my life just got consumed by it, and I loved it. And then I kind of was training on, training off. My work was hectic because I was a personal trainer, but my hours were, I would start at 5 in the morning right through to 8 at night. So I just really struggled to find my groove and get back into the training. But on weekends, obviously, I'd get into it. And I just took to it. I just found a mad passion, a mad love. I wanted to know everything. I still am. I want to know everything about everything, and I research everything about everything, and I try and travel as much as possible and learn, and yeah, that's basically where my journey started. And I've only been with Richie since then. I actually left Joburg to get away from my personal training job. I met my current wife, and then I decided, okay, no, screw this. I want to get out of Joburg, away from the bad influences, and because obviously I've got up to quite a bit of shit like that. And so I decided, let me get out of town and start fresh, open a gym down in Durban. And that was, yeah, so that was when I decided, okay, I'm going to fight. And then I had fights lined up with the UFC. and then my knees packed up and I had to have a double knee op. And then I got better and I was like, okay, now I'm going to fight. And then my knees just didn't get better. So it was like a never-ending story of just whenever I wanted to do something, something stupid happened.
Sure.
So then I just started focusing more on the coaching. So I've always said like born at the wrong time. One of those things I think I'll regret because I think I could still compete. I just find lately I don't have that drive to train like I would expect myself to train.
Sure.
To compete in MMA.
Sure.
So I'll do K1, I'll do Muay Thai, I'll do boxing, no problem. Focusing on one aspect of the game is easy. But for me to find time to actually get on the mats and roll regularly and wrestle regularly and do my conditioning, and it's just running my gym consumes me. I'm up at 5, I get home at 8 at night.
Sure.
It just it kills me. But I it's, in a way I think it's bittersweet. I think I found what I really love. I found the passion for coaching. I love the people I coach. As much as it consumes my life, I think I see my kids. I don't see them wake up in the morning, and I see them go to bed maybe 2 nights of the week, and then obviously on the weekends.
Sure.
But yeah, it gets a bit hectic. But I think in time it will get easier. I'm also one of those guys where I'm very hard for me to delegate things to people or ask people to help me because I'm so set in my ways. So you have to have been with me for quite a while before I ask you to do a class, or so you've got to understand my way of teaching and the way things happen. So I make it hard on myself, but I expect a certain level of training from my gym. So I'm not just willing to just throw it out to anybody. So I make my life hard, but hey.
100%, man. Just while we're on that topic, this was one of the things I wanted to cover with you because you've recently opened a new facility. Just give us some details because it's quite a big gym, and this is one of the things that's happening in South Africa quite now. Some guys like yourself who really have like the guts to go out and do it, and like you said, I mean, obviously running a gym is a time consuming thing. It's not like, and it's not easy, you know what I mean? The students don't just arrive and you don't just make the money, you've really got to like really put the elbow grease into the mats and work hard and be consistent and make sure you've got obviously clients coming through and stuff like that. And it's really, really a hard thing. And I mean, guys like yourself that have masses of wealth of knowledge to give out and really love what they're doing I think are really getting the benefits, and I think that's one of the things I wanted to ask you. How hard has it been to open up quite a big new facility, especially in Durban, where there's maybe not 150 fighters, maybe there's 75, and it's kind of like still, it's a weird thing, Durban, because it's kind of like, in my opinion and in my view, it's kind of like almost like a birthplace of MMA, but it's kind of been forgotten and now it's kind of going back, so it's quite a weird one. So what's it been like? Obviously, just tell us a little bit about the facility, how big is the gym, what's going on there, and what's it been like opening them up and getting the gym running as it is?
Well, when we started, the domination's been open now for 9 years. Our first gym was a decent size, it was 240 squares. Me and my brother-in-law, he was the SA's super middleweight champ.
That's Lee Dyer.
So we opened it together. Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
So we opened it together and we had it together for 4 years. We built a good brand. As with anything in this industry, you've got to build a reputation. There's so many guys that fly by night that thank you this and thank you that. But at the end of the day, the fighters that you breed and what you do eventually is what sells you. You can claim whatever you want, but if your fighters don't get better, if you don't produce quality fighters or produce guys with like the high skill level, it's, your gym is just another gym. So we had that gym for 4 years, and then I decided I wanted to go my own way because, when you're partners, we chat. He's more into boxing, and I love my MMA and my Muay Thai side. I love my boxing, but I want to do, everything.
Sure.
So we used to bat heads a lot. So I was like, okay, well, you do your thing, I'm doing my thing. And it was almost a bit of a rush to find premises. And then I found a small little, like this tiny 150 square meters. I had like 2 units that I bought. I broke through the wall. And we struggled, I mean, I never used to make money with my gym. My wife supported me from day one.
Sure.
Yes, the gym covered its expenses, and I made like a little bit from one-on-one training, but we one of those businesses that I literally just grinded it out. I just believe that if I build a reputation, if I stick to what I do and I do what I know well, and I just give 100% to everything that I'm doing, it will eventually work. And then when I moved to the little facility, it actually got a little bit easier. Running a small facility is better. And it was just me, so I could set things up the way that I wanted to set them up, and it really worked well. Then the gym started making a little bit of money, not a lot, but I mean, I could cover my expenses, and there was a little bit extra, to cover bills and contribute to, whatever. So my wife didn't have to support me 100% anymore. And then we just found that the space was getting too small. There were too many people wanting to join, and in a way, I had the sense people were leaving because it was just getting too busy.
Sure.
So I decided, screw this. I do believe that we do a good enough job and we provide a good enough service to the people that if we get a bigger facility, with the right training and building the reputation and working on the brand that I built, that will get better. So we went from that 150 square meter unit to 720 square meters warehouse space. In Durban, very hard to find that kind of space in the areas that in Durban you can find tons of places like that. But in Durban, to find it in a like Durban North, where I'm situated and I'm based, it's almost impossible. I looked for probably 2 years non-stop trying to find premises, and most of them were like these little warehouses, and they wanted 2 months deposit, and they get like 40, 50, 60 grand.
Yeah.
So it's almost impossible to find the right place. And then eventually we came across this premises which was close to the old gym. Location was not obviously not ideal, but you got to find a premises where the rent's decent.
Yeah.
And you've got the right facility, the right amount of space, and the right kind of space. So you can't have lots of pillars, and you need net space. And so we took the space, which wasn't perfect, but we made it work really, really well. So we've got, I think it cost me about 300,000 rand to set up.
Cheapest.
For me, I do believe, and it's me on my own. I don't have partners, I don't have backing, I've got one friend that actually came in and he said, okay, well, yeah, I'll give you some cash. You give me 15% of profit share in 6 months' time.
Cool.
So whatever, he didn't expect anything back, but, it was like 100%, so that helped. And then, I'm just a bit of I'm that kind of guy, and I do it at history conference. So you come to my gym, everything is mint, everything is brand new, the mats were done, we sat there, it took us about 3 days to do our mats, just taping everything down, making sure everything was perfect. The bags, I just bought new bags. I'm one of those guys who gym makes a little bit of money, I reinvest in the gym to improve the gym and make it better. I buy new equipment all the time. I've now got specialist coaches in each department. I've got a specialist wrestling coach, I've got a specialist jiu-jitsu coach, I've got a specialist I do mostly the stand-up, I do the conditioning coach. So we've got our specialist coaches in the department, and we work well together. We're building something. Like I always say, things take time. I didn't have any existing fighters when I started the new gym. I didn't want any. You can ask my wife. I still said, I just want a bunch of young guys that'll get used to my way of training. The FFM way, the way I was taught when I was at FFM, the way we used to train. So the same principles, guys are so used to doing an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. When you're doing MMA, it's impossible. You've got to learn 4 disciplines, 5 disciplines. You've got to do conditioning. So you've got to be able to commit that time, but you've also got to structure it in such a way that it becomes doable, so it's not as strenuous in your body. So there's got to be chill days, there's got to be hard days. Some classes are obviously high intensity, some are lower technical sessions. So you've got to structure the classes intelligently so that the guys don't get hurt and injured. And so we spend, I try my best to do that. And then, that's basically what happened. We had guys come in, some of the guys that came in, 1 or 2 came in to fight, others that just been with me for 3 years, and they just developed really, really well. I've got some youngsters coming through that I can't wait to see them in a year or two. Like really, I'm not like normal coaches I wouldn't say like normal coaches, I'm just very different. Like, if I'm going to put you in the cage, I've got to be 100% that you're good enough to fight pro. Even if you're fighting amateurs, so to put you in the ring with a pro fighter, even an average pro, but that you would hold your own and you wouldn't be lacking in any specific aspect of MMA. So yeah, I've got some young guys working their way through. We don't have a lot of fighters, which is nice. I got to give everybody specialized attention. Every single fighter has their style. I train them according to their strengths and their weaknesses. No, there's no one set style for the gym. I mean, we're known as a stand-up gym, but I don't think we've won any fights by stand-up. I think one of our fights we've won by submission. So I don't know where the guys are coming with this, but literally we win all our fights by submission, ground and pound, whatever it is. So I love the fact that they think we're a stand-up gym. Yes, I suppose we've got decent stand-up. But, we're an MMA gym. We come and we fight and we've got every aspect. And now that, also, with my old gym, with the studio, it was bags around, like bags in front of the wall. So we had no cage. It could never be cage work. Not effectively anyway. Whereas now I've got massive, probably about 40 meters of cage around my grappling section. Okay. I've got about 160 square meters of grappling mat, about 120 square meters of stand-up area, all separate. So we can have different classes. I'm just busy finishing my boxing ring now. I've got a fitness section of about 100 square meters. So it's going. It's pumping.
Yeah, 100%. It sounds like a proper facility, man. And I always get so excited when I see guys like opening up, the next step of world-class facilities. I mean, guys like yourself, we're seeing Apex, which is open up, which is 1,000 square meters. Guys are really going for it now, and I think that's the next step for us, you know what I mean, as an MMA nation, is the guys, your guys' kind of generation are the leaders of that, and you kind of have to, unfortunately, have to take the chances for the rest of us, So it's really cool to see. You mentioned the stand-up, and I can kind of guess where it comes from. You yourself spend a lot of time in Thailand. I've seen on social media you go back and forth there every now and then. You're still going now. Is that kind of just to learn new tricks, new techniques, and bring them back? Or you just love going there?
Well, it's a combination of. I believe as a coach, be it stand-up, grappling, whatever, you should always be wanting to get better.
Sure.
And when I do go, it's always about, like, I don't go to be a fighter, although I do go and fight if I get a chance, if my wife allows me, I do. But I go to be a better coach. So I go to learn things from the coaches, so training techniques. I got to learn. That's every year I come back and I feel that month that I've been in Thailand it feels like I've evolved almost 10% on what I knew before. Like I'll go there and we'll do maybe 2 or 3 things, but that's all we'll focus on through that month. And I'll talk to my coaches and they'll do stuff with me and I'll drill it with them. So I'm training every day. I dive every day. I do my 2 hours of normal training like everybody does when they go. And I give them special treatments, and then I do one-on-ones with the guys as well, where I literally just go and I work on improving technique. But I also don't, when I go there and I respect the art, I respect the culture, and I go there to learn traditional Muay Thai. I don't go there and I say, this won't work. I'm learning for MMA.
Yeah.
I go there and I learn Muay Thai as they teach it. I come back and I adjust it for MMA. I make my adjustments the way I think it's going to work, the way I think, some stance adjustments, angles, all that kind of stuff. So, if you see the way I train, we don't train traditional Muay Thai. Or I do still train it in the classes as well, but there's a lot more movement to the way I teach because of MMA. So you've got to be careful of takedowns. You've got to respect the range. You've got to move better. You've got to avoid the cage, get your back up. So there's a lot more movement involved. So those are just things. I mean, as with anything, I just want to be the best that I can be. In 10 years' time, I want to be better, like basically 50% better than I am now. 10 years is a long time. That's in this sport. I don't think the knowledge is so vast, especially when you're covering boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing. It's like I'm going to die and I'm not even going to know half of it. But my aim is to just become as well versed and in this sport as what I can. And I mean, obviously there's the newer things like cage work. Cage work it's something, it's a whole new art on its own. Ground and pound is a whole new art on its own. And it's just constantly evolving. If you don't stay on top of it, you just end up on your back getting beaten the crap out of. So you've literally got to just work your ass off and stay on top of everything. You've got to do your research. You've got to watch videos. Obviously, a month in Thailand every year doesn't change the game, but every chance I get, I'm researching on the net. watching videos. I'm looking at things that'll help. Like I've got specific fighters that have specific styles. Obviously, I've got short, stocky guys. I've got tall, skinny guys. And then I look for things that are going to work for them. And we'll go and we'll work things that are different. I try not to follow the herd. I find, I focus a lot on like submission wrestling instead of traditional wrestling, although we do traditional wrestling. I look at variations on submissions. I don't like to do so much jiu-jitsu because everybody does jiu-jitsu. So everybody knows what everybody else is doing. So I like to kind of go and look in the back alleys for older, non-traditional stuff and put that into practice and, implement it in the MMA way, which we find works really, really well. Especially, I always tell my guys, I train you for what you're going to be doing. So if you're fighting NFC amateurs in Durban, I train you according to that. When you get to ESC, obviously all the training changes. It's relative to the opponents you're going to be facing and the styles you're going to be facing. So obviously a lot of the things you can get away with in amateurs, but when you get to pros, you've got to tighten up a lot. So, the basics and fundamentals have to be tight, they've got to be sharp. But, you get to experiment a bit when you're fighting in amateurs.
Sure, 100%. That just made me think about something you mentioned, MFC. MFC has obviously been around quite a while. EFC has been around going on 10 years now. You're a guy that's been involved for quite some time as well. What have you seen from your perspective which really stands out with the evolution of MMA as a whole? Obviously like the production lens, the fighter, obviously the fighter style evolution and all of that. What sticks out for you the most that's really grown and changed in the sport?
I think, to be honest, if I have to be dead honest with you, I think I would say probably about 80% of the gyms in South Africa are very stagnant. They've got their style, they've got their things that they work, and they stick to those things. Yes, they do. Obviously, if it's a wrestling gym, they'll work their stand-up and they'll work a bit of jiu-jitsu, but their focus stays wrestling. If it's a stand-up gym, they dabble with the wrestling, dabble with the jiu-jitsu, but their focus stays. I don't think there are enough guys that are really focusing on evolving their full MMA. There are fighters doing it, but I'm saying gyms as a whole. There are a lot of fighters. There's fighters in those gyms that are working hard and are going all over the place and learning things. I think in Durban, in a massive way, that's a massive problem because there's such a not a tricky, but the gyms are very different. Like I love to help people, so I've got guys from other gyms that train with me. So Barney that's from Lions Den, he comes and he asked me about helping me stand up. I said no problem. I said you don't even have to fight out of my gym. I'll help you. I don't care. I don't even want credit for it. I just love what I do. I love training fighters. It's like my favorite part of the day is training fighters because my brain just gets to let go. I let it just, do stuff that I can't do with my beginners and my intermediates, I can do with my fighters. So it's like my most fun time. When I train my fighters, I'm doing one-on-one with my fighters. It's like my happiest time of the day. So I've got a lot of guys that have approached me, that come to me, that I'm willing to help. I don't do the politics thing. And I think a lot of that comes from the time that I spent with Richie as well, because Richie is exactly like that. Richie doesn't believe in that thing. It's like, this is a sport where the more we spread the knowledge, we're going to approach it more from a South Africa versus the world. Sure. And that's why South Africa is, I think, a little bit behind when it comes to UFC. And now we're starting to make tracks because of guys like Richie and CRT. Those are the two gyms. CRT is one of the hardest working gyms. I think it takes a physical toll on the guy's body.
Yeah.
It's a different way of training. But FFM, exactly the same. They put in the hours, but they've got a different approach to training. So, obviously, these things work. Everything works. It's about finding that balance that's going to make a big difference. But like in Durban, the problem with the moment is each gym wants to be the best, and like you've got one coach that thinks he can teach everything, which is fine for amateurs. You can kind of survive with that. But if you want your guys to go further, and guys are telling me their fighters in the ring when they nowhere near ready to be in the ring. It drives me mad. I sit there watching, I'm like, what is this guy doing in there? But I've had guys, they trained with me for 3 years before they got it. I've had guys that send emails every day, I want to fight, how long will it take? Well, it depends on how you feel. It depends on how quickly you pick things up. There's so many
Sure.
variables. I don't know. I don't know how hard are you going to train? Are you going to do it 4 hours a day or are you going to do 1 hour a day? It's up to you what you do. But
Sure.
I mean, the guys that have been with me for 3 years had their first fight after 3 years, but they weren't the most athletic, and they weren't. I mean, Panda is one of my guys now. He went into my gym. He had zero skill, and I mean, when I say zero, he was like 110 kgs. He was overweight. He couldn't throw a kick, couldn't throw a punch. He had a little bit of jiu-jitsu. And now he's fighting in the fight star, looking for a scrap. He's 2-0. He's doing really, really well. Obviously, he's nowhere near 100% where I want him to be. But I also had him arranging me. I said, if you get to middleweight, because he was at 110, I said, I'll let you fight. But you get one fight at middleweight, and then you've got to get on to welterweight. And he did welterweight straight off the bat. But he's probably one of the hardest working guys in my gym. He literally just, it's everything to him. He puts his head down in the grind. And he's got a 9 to 5 job. He works for normal hours,
Sure.
So I think the biggest problem we have is gyms aren't willing to kind of share the knowledge. I've just found my own way now. So I've got my own specialist coach, I've got my own wrestling coach, and we just do our own thing. And if people want to come and they want help with whatever it is, they're more than welcome. That's the problem is coaches get upset. So the coaches get like, I'm not going to steal the guy. I'm trying to help him. So if he wants to do whatever, and that's the thing. It's like fighters here almost become a bit of a possession. Whereas fighters should be able to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Not about you owning them.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's a topic that comes up quite a lot. I think, especially in South Africa. Like if you watch what a lot of the overseas guys are doing. I mean, obviously in the massive facilities like ATT, every guy will have like a boxing coach, a Muay Thai coach, a kickboxing coach, a jiu-jitsu coach, a wrestling coach. You know what I mean? No one's training with one person, and that's, I understand guys want to keep their gyms busy and keep guys full, but like in my mind, as someone who pays a lot of attention to MMA, you cannot if you're going to face an opponent that's very boxing heavy, maybe seeking out a boxing coach just for that camp, just to learn a few new tricks is really going to help. You know what I mean? And I think if you're not allowing your fighters to do that, you're kind of holding them back. It's the same thing like it's, I was trying to kind of see what you do, because in my mind, if someone's in Durban fighting out of Durban and there's no, and they want to learn a little bit of extra Muay Thai, there's no reason why they shouldn't approach someone like yourself, because they're only really shooting themselves in the foot, and that's the sport. Hopefully we'll grow past that. The last two things I wanted to ask you, the first one is the slowly soon to become world famous liver kick that you seem to be inflicting on a lot of your students.
My leg kick, you mean? Leg kick.
Is that from Muay Thai from Thailand with love?
Yeah, I think it's all just, to be honest with you, my leg kicks are what they are, because after my knee ops, I lost a lot of flexibility.
Sure.
So before my knee ops, I actually wasn't very flexible. So I just used to kick the legs. Like, I struggled to even kick hip hop. So I just used to literally just kick leg kicks. And then after my knee ops and just training a lot and kicking a little bit higher. So now I can kick in the head, not from my size, but like a normal size guy, I can probably kick in the head. But my leg kicks are just, it's the same with everything when it comes to fighting. The art is not the leg kick, it's how you set the leg kick up.
Sure.
It's with anything. The liver shot, it's not the liver shot that does it, then it's how you set the liver shot up.
Sure.
There's always the setup that makes the difference, not the actual tool.
Sure. I often get to see, like to see you guys videos of you guys going down eating leg kicks and liver kicks. It's always a good laugh, man. It's a good laugh. And the other thing was, for those of us that remember the Gladiator missing the show.
Yeah.
What was that like back in the day?
It got to a point where it became a bit of a fast for me. It got to a point where they called us in and they were like, listen, we're going to be doing new gladiators and we're going to be getting rid of some of you. So we were like, okay, well, who are you going to get rid of and who are you going to keep? Well, we don't know yet. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm out.
Sure.
I've got to move on with my life. I've got to do stuff. It was a good experience. It was fun when I did it. But it also, I was eventually that guy that just had enough.
Sure.
I lost my shit so many times on the show. I told them I'm not bad. I think I injured more people on that show than all the other gladiators together. So I got into shit all the time.
Awesome.
I was permanently in shit. So yeah, so I just eventually I was like, I'm over it. And then I decided to duck,
Awesome,
so, yeah,
man.
That
It was such a cool show back in the day, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Just before we go, a little shout out for your gym, where it is, where people can find it online. If they want to come down and check it out, where can they find all your details?
Yeah, well, we're in Durban North. The gym Domination Fitness and Fight. We are on ACAT Avenue. If you Google it, you'll find it on Google.
Cool.
We do everything. We've got boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. We do what I like to call fighting fitness. So all our fitness classes are more geared towards plyometrics, explosive work, proprioception, balance, functional training, all that kind of stuff. So anybody wants to come and train, we offer one-on-ones. We've got classes, we've got group sessions. My brother also trains out of there as well. So if you want to train with the champ boxer, give us a shout. You can get me here. The gym's going well. It's slowly growing, which is good. I mean, for Durban, it's doing well. I think with Durban, people that don't, it's not so good. People that don't have a lot of money.
Sure.
They don't like to spend money. So, you've got to be cautious with what you charge people as well. But in the same breath, I do believe that, like, from a service perspective, we give 150% to everything that we do. Our classes, I don't walk into one class and like just do whatever. Every class we've got structure, we've got drills, we've got patterns, we've got a program we stick to for a month, of drilling and patterns and stuff. So we do it properly. My opinion, properly. Let's put it that way. But I do believe structure is important. I do believe drilling is important. We put a lot of effort into drilling and structure. I think it kind of just keeps things going smoothly.
100%, man. And I should be in Durban soon. Hopefully, I'll get some time to pop in there. We're filming a little jiu-jitsu documentary, so we'll try and get some time and come squeeze in and taste one of those famous leg kicks. Thanks so much, man. Have a good evening. We'll chat to you soon. Ciao, man.